Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 5 of 360 Anything Goes. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode. For this week's episode, I did have something planned to talk about, but unfortunately, I was a little lazy this week and didn't quite prepare enough and get ready for what I was going to talk about. Not going to say what that was because I still probably will talk about it on a future episode right here on Anything Goes. So I kind of decided last minute to make this an Anything Goes episode of Anything Goes, because today I'll just be talking about anything. Like the name of the podcast says, Anything Goes. So I'm just going to talk about anything that pops into my head during the podcast. And I'm going to start off last week's episode of Anything Goes. Talked about game shows, and that was dedicated to the memory of legendary game show host Bob Barker. But after I finished recording last week's episode, I remembered that I did forget to talk about a couple game shows. And one of them is one that I have been watching quite a bit as of late. Reruns anyway, because it's not on the air now, but Hollywood Squares, from, not the original Hollywood Squares, but when they brought it back, it's on Pluto TV right now, and the ones they show, I want to say, are probably from 2003, 2004, hosted by Tom Bergeron, and some of the episodes are from a time when they had a different center square each week, and then some of the episodes are from when Martin Mull was the regular center square. And yes, there are some wrestlers that are on some of the episodes that they show. Hulk Hogan, The Big Show, Stone Cold, and of course other celebrities as well. Very good show, Hollywood Squares, and that's one that I'm kind of surprised that they haven't brought back, because ABC as of late has been bringing back a lot of the older game shows. They brought back Press Your Luck, Pyramid, which was another good one that they brought back a few times. One time was hosted by Wayne Brady, and they brought back Supermarket Sweep, and I want to say maybe Password as well might have been another one that they have brought back on ABC in the last few years or so. I think this probably counts as a game show, but probably Legends of the Hidden Temple. That's one that I watched on Nickelodeon. Also, Nick Arcade. I thought that was really cool and fun at the time. It was pretty much a video game show. And also there was one on Nickelodeon that I used to watch, Figure It Out, where they had 4 celebrities, I think, and they had a kid on, and they had to usually had like unusual or some kind of talent, and the four celebrities that were on there were given clues, and they had to try to guess what this kid's special talent or whatever was. So I think that is all about the game show talk for this week. Just wanted to get that in there a little bit since I forgot to mention them last week. But who knows, if I think of any more, I might mention them again on future episodes. But speaking of Pluto TV that I mentioned a few minutes ago, that's a really good free streaming service. I know a lot of people have Pluto. That is doing pretty well right now. It is free, of course, so that probably has a lot to do with it. I already mentioned the Hollywood Squares channel on Pluto, and another one I watch, of course, Impact Wrestling, as a channel on Pluto, where they show some of the classic pay-per-views, episodes of Impact Wrestling, things like that. Also, there's a Happy Days channel where it's not just Happy Days, though. They also show Laverne and Shirley and Mork and Mindy and The Rifleman. Also, going back to game shows again, Wheel of Fortune, where they show older classic episodes. And there are 2 Price is Right channels on Pluto. One that shows episodes from the Bob Barker years, and then there's a one that shows more of the newer episodes hosted by Drew Carey. But Pluto TV is really one of those, I'd probably say, out of the free streaming services that they have, I would say that's probably the one I watch the most. There are other ones. There's Tubi, Plex. I do watch them sometimes, occasionally. But I'd say out of the free ones, I probably watch Pluto the most. Speaking of streaming, Peacock recently went up a couple bucks in price, which still not bad. My main reason for Peacock is WWE, and I also watch Days of Our Lives every morning. New episodes start at 6 a.m. And now they just added the second season of Chucky to Peacock. The first season was already up there, and I am a big fan of the show, I should say. I might go back and watch, but to get ready, because the third season of Chucky starts October 4th. I wouldn't say that I watch a lot of new TV shows that are coming out. I watch a lot of classic TV reruns when I'm not watching pro wrestling, of course. But that is one newer show that I have really gotten into. The last 2 seasons of it is Chucky. The first season, I remember, since it's on USA and Sci-Fi, I saw commercials during Monday Night Raw, And I don't know if I would say that it was really, if I really got into it because of the commercials, but I remember, I think they showed a replay of it either after Raw or an episode of NXT maybe, and I left it on just so I checked it out because didn't change the channel, just left it on USA, and I ended up getting into it. And I have seen some of the Chucky Child's Play movies before, but I'm going to say I'm really a big fan of the movies though. For some reason, I just really got into this series though. And then I thought the second season was probably even better than the first. Was very good. And I definitely recommend watching Chucky the series. Once again, the new season, season 3, starts on October 4th. Very good show. And I know this was a quick episode, so it might be a little boring. And I might do another one of these Anything Goes episodes of Anything Goes, where I just talk about anything. Hopefully next episode of this Anything Goes, hopefully I'll have more to talk about, but this was kind of last minute. I did have another show planned, like I said, but was a little lazy this week and didn't quite prepare enough. So hopefully next week I will and talk about what I wanted to talk about this week. But thanks for tuning in to this week on Anything Goes. And I will try to have more new episodes of 360 Wrestling Fanatic coming at you, and Good Morning Wrestling fans. So stay tuned for both of them. Once again, thank you for tuning in to episode 5 of 360 Anything Goes. Until next week, see you later, alligator.